How does it feel to be the queen of DC sports? I mean, it must feel good, right? I mean, look at your record. Look at what has happened since you've been mayor. I mean, you helped spur economic growth by delivering Audi Field, the Care First Arena in Southeast, the transformation of Capital One, and now, as long as the city council approves it, a new stadium for the Washington Commanders on the RFK site that's been sitting vacant for so long.
Have you ever sat next to Roger Goodell before?
Oh, I have sat next to Roger Goodell before, but not like this.
Right.
Not when he addressed the crowd and said that Washington, D.C. could be a site for a Super Bowl. I mean, that's a huge news, but I think it's also a reflection on how big this deal is, how great this deal is for the city, the team, the fans, the league, and how much the NFL wants to be in Washington, D.C. So we're really excited. We're grateful that we have a great partner in the Commanders as well.
So obviously it seems like this is coming together nicely, but there's going to be some obstacles that people have talked about, right, to kind of get the final votes that you need. We played some clips from one of the guys, Mendelson, and it sounds reasonable to me. He just wants to see the plans before he can vote on anything. That sounds perfectly plausible to me.
For sure.
Do you feel comfortable that you'll be able to convince the remaining potential holdouts?
Well, listen, I have briefed most of the members of the council, including the chairman, all along. And, I've been mayor for 10 years, and in my very first speech to the residents of the District of Columbia, I said I wanted to bring a Super Bowl to Washington, D.C. We have been very transparent about how important it is to bring our team home. And we have earned the reputation as the sports capital. And you mentioned some of the great sports and entertainment investments that we've made. And yes, it's sports. Yes, it's fun. Yes, it's games. But it's also dollars and cents for our city. We are a hospitality, sports, and entertainment economy. And even more so as our economy shifts, there's a huge change, not of our making and not that we want, in the federal presence in the city. A lot of jobs will be impacted. And this investment is an investment in our future economy.
Mayor Bowser, were you stunned at the number that the Harris Group was willing to spend to get this deal done? A $2.7 billion investment, the single largest private investment in D.C.'s history, and that only 24% of the money will be coming from the city as far as expenditures to get the deal done. By comparison, Tennessee, there's 60% of their money is coming from taxpayers. Jacksonville, 50%. Buffalo at 49%. So for it just to be 24%, it shows the level of commitment that the Harris Group wants to get this stadium done back on the RFK site.
Well, my impression of Josh Harris and the group that he's put together is that they mean business, they're fair, and they mean what they say. And when I sat across a table from Josh early on, and I think we both kind of locked arms around this site, but we knew that we had to advance a great deal for the city. They knew they had to advance a great deal for their group that was feasible from a business perspective. Like that, we would both do the right thing for our teams. My team is DC, and their team is the Commanders, but we share a value of doing what's right by the city. So I knew we had a good partner, and I knew if there were terms to be met, that we would find them. Listen, all markets are different. And we think it's fair that the team invest in the stadium. We think it's fair that the city invest in the infrastructure on a public parcel like we have done across all 8 wards, just like the Wharf, just like Walter Reed, just like Navy Yard, just like St. Elizabeth. And the same will be true for RFK. And a point that I have to make is that not many of our public parcels come with a ready-made anchor. We have to go out and find an anchor tenant. And now we have a ready-made anchor, which means these 180 acres have a head start. And I think that bodes well for the successful completion of 180 acres.
I don't know if you can talk about this, Mayor Bowser, but if you're going to come up with the extra money to get this deal done, and obviously construct roads and improve the metro and all of that, are you going to have to shave from other departments? Where's that money going to come from?
Well, we are investing from our capital budget. It's a very similar structure to what we just completed for the Capital One Arena, where the city would be the actual owner of the site and the team would be a tenant but responsible for all the construction and maintenance of the building. And we have a $10 billion capital budget. This represents $500 million of that. The roads and all of that come from our roads budget, also part of our capital budget. But just to give you some context, in this current budget, we will include the $856 million in capital expenses. We will have over $2 billion in school construction in that same budget. We'll have over $2 billion in road construction in that same budget. So, yes, it's a piece, but relative to everything else we do for the city, we think it's a legitimate part of a $10 billion capital expense.